Emmanuel, Corporan. Yes, sir.
Yo.
Yo, this is gonna be a tough one for me.
This is
man.
gonna be funny.
It's gonna be a tough one for me, man.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a tough one. Yo, first of all, Manny, what does this shirt look like? Look
What is
at
my
it. No, this shirt. This shirt. Look at it.
He's representing.
What does it look
No,
like?
that's a shirt. That's a shirt that if you scroll down, Manny_MC_22, my Instagram page, you're gonna see me rocking. I was rocking, on my mama. Every single thing that I have on in that picture is Ollie's. The pants,
Oh my God!
the pants, the shoes,
Off the gates,
and
was
the
just
shirt.
flaming.
Yo, I'll be honest with you. We're going to Cali for a trip. Since I wasn't playing at all, I brought hella clothes. So we're whatever, like, yo, we got to go take a trip to Cali, whatever. I'm like, I bet. Yo, I see these guys like, yo, we got no clothes, bro. And the fits they got on was right down hideous. Like, I don't know where they've learned that. And I was like, all right, bro, I got y'all. And I'm over here giving these guys clothes. And Manny puts it on. He was like, yo. He goes, yo, one problem, though. I'm like, what's the problem? He goes, I only got cleats. I go, what do you mean you only got cleats? I'm like, yo, borrow these shoes too, bro. I'm his big bro, man. Round of applause for Manny. What's up, Manny? Talk to me, baby. What's up? Let's get this started.
Chileano, como siempre, ya tú sabes.
Uh-oh. Man, I didn't even know you speak Spanish, bro. You never speak Spanish to me.
I definitely speak Spanish. I just don't be trying to speak Spanish sometimes.
Manny, what age did you come here?
I was about to turn 10. So I was 9 when I came here.
Hey,
Damn.
yeah,
What was that transition like?
Straight from DR, straight from the capital, Santo Domingo, ya tú sabes.
La capital. Un saludo para la capital. Ahí un saludito.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be a good one.
Saludito.
So what was the transition like? You know, like from DR now you're going to the States. What was that like?
Night and day.
Yeah. So I came the summer of 2010. And I hadn't turned 10 yet. So we just came for vacation. I was only supposed to stay here for like 2 months and then go back. And then my mom, like one day, it was randomly like, I guess she was talking to like my aunts and like uncles and stuff, and decided that it would be a good idea for me to like live here, for me and my brother to live here. Because, you know, obviously, like, you know, this is the land of opportunity. This is where, you know, your dreams come true. So,
American dream, baby.
Yes, sir. So that was when we decided that we were going to live here. And then, yeah, I mean, the transition, that's what you asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was hard. I didn't know any English. I would have to go to school. I would always be with my ESL teacher.
Oh, my God, ESL.
Yes, sir. I picked it up pretty fast because I was still young. But my brother is 4 years older, so, like, if you talk to him, you're still going to hear an accent, like a really heavy accent. So I guess the language was probably, like, the biggest challenge for me. But once I learned that, you know, I was chilling with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you came pretty late to learn the language. It's pretty cool how you learned it. How long did it take you to learn it?
I'd say, like, probably like a year and a half, like maybe 2 years.
It's not bad.
2 years probably, because you're not that smart for a year and a half. So.
Yeah, let's go with 2 years then.
I'll give it 2 years. Almost 3.
Yeah, maybe 3.
Yeah, right? Probably 3.
Maybe.
Bro, what about writing? The difficult part about learning English is the writing part.
Yeah.
Do you still struggle with that?
Wait, say that again?
You still struggle with writing?
Nah, I mean, now it's kind of just normal because, you know, obviously I've been doing it. But at the beginning, it was really hard because I came from DR, and in DR, everything's cursive. So, like, I've never even written, like, you know, like, normal, I don't even know what it's called, but that's how dumb I am. But, I mean, at first it was really hard, obviously, because I didn't even know English. But now it's kind of just, you know, just normal. It's, like, muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you find your love for baseball? When did that start? You brought it from DR, or was it here where it just started for you? How was that?
I mean, for me, I've had the love for baseball since I was like 5 or 6. I mean, like, you've been to the DR, so you know how it is over there. It's an
I was born there, Manny. I was born there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, every day it's just grinding from a young ass age, and then, you know, you start thinking of what if I make it big? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I kind of found the love for baseball at I'd say when I was around 5 or 6 years old.
And the thing with baseball is, like, I don't need to know the language.
Yeah.
Bate un guante, a ball and a glove. I don't need to speak English to you. Just pitch me and you'll see who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's actually exactly how it was when I got here. Because, like, obviously that's how I met, like, all my friends and everything through baseball. like, damn, like, who's this Dominican? Like, holy shit, like,
Yeah.
how is he so good? Because like
Yeah.
it's a different culture, like from here to down there. So
100%. So you were third baseman starting off, right?
yeah, third baseman, shortstop. I had them hands, boy. You know I got them hands.
All
So,
right, bro. So
So
wait. Hold on. So where did you get your start for pitching then? Where did that start?
yeah.
late. So all through high school, I was third baseman, first base. That's all I played. Like sometimes they would put me in the pitch, just because I could throw the ball pretty hard, but like that was about it. And then my junior year, that's when I really started like becoming a pitcher. That's when I started hitting my growth spurt. I grew like 5 or 6 inches my junior year. Started throwing way harder, and I became like the starting pitcher my junior year. So like that's when I actually started pitching, and that's only like 3 years ago. So for my junior to senior year, I started I had like a mini pitching coach, but like he would only teach me like the basics and stuff. So I didn't really know a lot. I was just like completely raw. So my senior year, after working, like I started like working as a pitcher and stuff, and I became like all right. Like I wasn't even that good senior year, and I was probably throwing like 82, 84, topping like 85, and then yeah, that's when I started like pitching like late into my high school career.
So
When did the scouts start like pouring in, like recognize your game? Like when did you say
sorry, I just look at his face.
That's a good question.
it's a valid question. Damn, why you playing them?
No, because I just look at his face. He just cracks me up, bro. He cracks me up.
So you said the scouts, right?
Yeah. When did they start like coming in, like recognizing your game?
There was throughout my whole high school career, I never had a scout show up to my games. None of that. Listen, so like
That's
it's like
fact.
it's a whole story. So when I started becoming a pitcher, like because of my growth spurt, I started getting bigger and stuff. Like even then, like I still didn't have like college coaches like coming to my games and stuff. So like the only reason why I ended up going after you, it's funny. So my head high school baseball coach, he's actually a Hall of Famer at FDU.
Okay.
And he emailed Coach Justin McKay, who's not there anymore.
Shout out to McKay.
Yeah, he emailed McKay and just told him like, hey, I got this kid. He's like 6'3", 200 pounds, throws like mid 80s. Like I really think like he would help you out. And like without even seeing me, like without ever seeing me or anything, like not even a video, I went on the visit. And then like once I got there, McKay was like, yeah, we talked to your coach, like, and we don't really need to hear anymore. I don't know how he even like this is literally what happened. Like I went on that visit. It was like he told us all about you, and we're like ready to like offer you, and like we really want you here next year. I was like
crazy.
Like imagine like I went from having like no scouts, no scholarships, no offers or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is the winter of my senior year. So I went from that straight to like a Division I school, like on a visit.
Yeah.
So like that was just insane for me. And
huge.
he offered me on the spot, like without ever even seeing me.
Manny, how crazy is that? Like we don't know. Like I remember Sal, you sent me the clip when Sal was like, "Oh, Oliver, did you ever go to college and sit down in like a little like room and listen to professors?" I'm like, Sal, I had no idea what college was. Like
Exactly.
I had no clue. Like we didn't get scouted. We came, for example, for me, we came in like it's probably the same for you. It's like a small school, like a small town school, basically. And like scouts are not gonna come here. Like you really gotta go find them. We didn't know that. Dominican Republic's like they'll find you, but here it's like you need to go to them, and that's
that's the difference.
Like club or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like in DR, there is no college. It's get signed as soon as you can. Because like the younger you are when you like sign a contract, like the better off you'll be. So like that was actually a big part of my transition over, because like now my goals have changed. Like I'm no longer trying to get signed at 16. Like I now have more time to like develop, and which I'm thankful for, because at 16 years old I was still like 5'7", like 150. So yeah, so I'm truly thankful that like I came here. And yeah.
Oh, you're educated now too, so it's
much
like
more mature, yeah.
Yeah, super more mature and just more educated, where it's like, hey, if I don't get drafted, I come out with a college degree. And it's like, hey, at least it's a win-win situation, bro. It's just a win-win situation. So coming to freshman year, how was that? Coming to FDU? Come on.
Insane. So when I committed to FDU, I was literally living in a movie. Because like as I said before, like just like Ali said, I didn't know college. I didn't know the difference. All I knew was, oh my God, I'm committed to a Division I school.
That's all.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, and it all happened like that.
Yeah.
So that whole summer leading up to my freshman year, it was just like, holy crap, like what am I like? I don't even know what to expect. Like I'm barely a pitcher. I've never had like a real pitching coach. Like, and I'm coming into a Division I school as a pitcher. Like, what am I gonna do? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was freaking insane. Like it was just unbelievable. And then I arrived. We like the first week. All right, I'm gonna tell the story, right? So the first week we had a meeting on the field, like late at night. I think it was like a 9 o'clock meeting on the field, just to like introduce everybody and like talk.
9 o'clock at night meeting.
Yeah, 9 o'clock at night. Like so, I'm a commuter, so I live like 25 minutes from the school, and I catch a little bit of traffic.
Wait, they still had you commuting even though you were playing with the team?
Yeah, I wasn't dorming. I was a commuter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So I get there. I'm 2 minutes late. It's 9:02. I'm walking to the field underneath the tunnel. I see everyone just sitting on the ground and like 2 people standing up, but it's dark now, so I can't really see. I'm walking down with my head down. I'm like, all right, just get there. I'm walking down. All I hear is, go the fuck home. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you're late. Go home. I was like, oh my fucking God. So I got this big ass opportunity at a D1 school. This is what's going through my head. I'm like, and I'm literally about to get kicked off the team for showing up late to the first meeting. And so I was about to go home, but I was like, nah, I'm going to chill here. I sat in my car, waited for the meeting to end. Then after I saw everyone walking out, I walked towards the field again. And the first person I see is Ali. So, like, I walked to the tunnel, like, everyone's walking past me, and Ali is there with someone else. I don't remember who.
Who was it? I forgot who it was. Was it Jason?
Maybe. It might have been Jason. So, I go up to Ali thinking he's the captain. Like, he was the one running, because it was like a captain's meeting. And I go up to Ali, and I'm like, listen, dude, like crying. Like, literally.
Like, I'm looking at him in the face. I'm literally just staring at him, like.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Ali's just a sophomore at this time, right? And I go up to him thinking he's a captain. And I'm like, listen, dude, like, I fucked up. Like, this is on me. Like, it will never happen again. Like, I promise. Like, crying to this guy. And Ali just looks at me. Ali just looks at me and it's like, that's cool, bro. Like, you're good. But, like, I'm not the captain. You know? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's something Ali would do, bro. Like, it's crazy.
I was like, yo, what the hell?
Meanwhile, there's freaking tears running down your
head. That part is
just like, it's cool. We're good.
Bro, my side of the story was we're at this captain's meeting and like Evan McDonald at the time, shout out Evan McDonald, he was having the meeting with us and he's very vocal. Evan is a very like preaches to us, like a very positive guy, I'll be honest. Yeah. And this freshman comes in and he's like, whoever's not here right now is gonna get in trouble. And you get one guy was sprinting and barely made it. And you hear this guy, this big, like, looks like this big black kid come in. And he was like, go the fuck home. He's like, what? Yeah, go the fuck home. I was like, damn. I was like, because I'm a sophomore. Like, I basically, how do I explain this? Like, I won my spot my freshman year. So I'm already, like, kind of, like, comfortable.
Like,
you're
like, solidified. You got your role.
Yeah, like, I kind of was like, damn, I feel bad for that kid. Like, damn,
yeah.
Whatever. So he walks away. We have our meeting, and we walk in. I see him just walking towards me, and he's like giving me a whole speech. And like, I'm not trying to be a dude. Like, I'm a nice guy. So I like just sit there and listen to him. Like, yeah, bro. Like, he's like telling me like, I'm sorry,
I'm spilling my heart out right now.
Like, I'm so sorry, bro. Like, crying. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not supposed to. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, oh, that's good, bro. Now you'll be fine, though. I'm not the captain, though. You should go talk to them.
That's exactly what you said.
He goes, oh, you're not the captain? I'm like, nah, I'm just a sophomore. And this guy was like, you're a sophomore?
Bro, he's massive. Like, I'll see Ollie, I'm like, yo, like, I'm used to these high school kids. I'm like, that kid is definitely, like, at least 22, 23 years old. So he has to be the captain.
I couldn't believe he was a year older than me, to be honest with you.
Yo, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Manny goes, you're a sophomore? I'm like, yeah, I'm a sophomore, bro. I just came last year. He's like, oh, my God.
So what ended up happening afterwards? So you go through Ollie, and now what happens?
Yeah, so now I go down, and then the only one there is Evan McDonald. And he goes, listen, like, I know you're hurting. Because he literally saw me crying. I'm crying at this
Evan's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's like, listen, I was just trying to make a point. Like, you know, it was the first meeting, so I'm just, you know, letting everybody know that it's not going to be like high school. Like, you can't be showing up late. So I'm sorry I had to use you as an example and stuff. I'm like, all right, so, like, I'm good. And he's like, yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'm like, word. But, yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
So talk to me of practice after that, the first day back, first day of practice. What was going through your mind? I'm here, baby.
It was just insane. Like, seeing all these kids, like, keep in mind, this is FDU, so, and, like, I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, every single person on here is better than me. Like, that was my mentality when I first got to college. That's why I was like I thought so much less of myself. So I would see everyone else, I'd be like, oh my God, like, this dude definitely throws way harder than me. This dude's bigger than me. And it was just crazy because, like, I'm used to freaking Bloomfield High School, like, you know, not saying nothing bad about my high school, but, you know, you're not gonna see talent like that where I'm from. So, you know, seeing Ollie at shortstop, you know, with these smooth ass hands, I'm like, yo, he's tough. But yeah, it was just kind of like unbelievable for me, and just like realizing, like, holy crap, like, I'm here, like, I'm not supposed to be here, like, holy shit.
I remember talking to guys, especially any guy I had. I mean, I just talked to them. I just kind of like told them, like, hey, like, I'm here, like, I'm one of the guys upperclassmen, but I'm still sophomore. Like, come here and talk to me, whatever. Like, Manny's first day pitching. Let them know what happened. First day pitching, Manny.
First day pitching, first batter. It was like it was our first scrimmage, right?
Yeah.
We're playing NJIT. First batter, I throw like a 84-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. Hits a seed, like, right past me, like, almost hit me. And I turn around, you know, thinking, all right, that's a base hit. I just see Ollie, like full out extension in the air. And he catches this ball, and I'm like, holy shit, like, I'm really here. Like, this is Division I baseball. Like, holy fuck. This is crazy. But, yeah, that's what happened the first time.
The toughest part, I mean, this is what's going to get real, because that's literally the year I had my accident. So, like, that's, like, really, like, the last year of, I would say, my prime.
Yeah.
Like, the last time I basically stepped on the field was, in the competitive level, was that fall, you know, so. Did I ever talk to you, Manny? Did I ever have a conversation with you before that? As much in the fall?
It wasn't as much. I think we probably became more boys, like, after the fall, after it happened.
So talk to me about December 10th.
Bro, I was home. I'll tell you exactly what I was doing. I was home eating some mango with it, you know what I'm saying? And like, we have this group me app, you know, that's where we communicate, like, with the whole team. And then they let us know that, like, Ollie was in the hospital. And, like, at this point, like, as I said, like, I wasn't really that close with Ollie. But it was like, all right, like, I'm thinking it's nothing, like, that bad. And then it wasn't until the next day when, like, I think I was talking, it might have been Bobby or someone else. They told me, like, yeah, like, Ollie, like, is, like, bad. Like, he had, like a heart attack or something like that. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it kind of sucks that we weren't really that close before that happened. But I just remember, like, everything, like, about, like, the whole environment was just way quieter because, like, we knew, like, what was going on. And, yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, I didn't even visit the kid at the freaking hospital because, like, I didn't even really know him. But that's on me.
No, we became closer. It was afterwards. Where, like, no, it was good because I lost my whole memory. Like, there was guys, like, even Sal would come up to me. Sal, our first baseman, would come up to me. He's like, yo, you used to have conversations with us. Joey would tell us, and I said, I don't remember the fall. Like,
you don't remember the whole fall?
I don't remember the fall, bro. I don't remember the fall at all.
That's
I don't remember, like, I just remember vivid stories, like, with you that day. But I don't remember besides that. I don't remember much. Like, I really don't.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. And like the fact that, you know, like afterwards was like the Cali trip was when we really like bonded together and like, or North Carolina was when we went to North Carolina.
Oh no, yeah, that's when it was when we went to the
North
USA
Carolina.
Baseball Complex.
Talk about that. Talk to me about that experience, bro. You're going to North Carolina with the team. Like, how is that? Division I, you're here, baby.
The whole entire way up there, the whole like 9-10 hours that we were on that bus, it was just like a surreal feeling for me. It was like, as I said before, it was just like, holy crap, like I'm really here. Like, it's just insane to even think about because, like, as I said, like, I'm not supposed to be here. So, like, I'm just trying to make everything out of every single opportunity that I get. You know, I can't. At the same time, I'm thinking, like, on that whole trip there, I'm thinking, because, like, I've only pitched once before because we played against Dayton and City Hall the past weekend. Like, I'm still just thinking, like, yo, like, my next outing, I have to do good. Like, I can't. Like, if I do bad, like, I'm never pitching again. Like, I might get cut. Like, they'll see, like, what I actually am. And, you know, like, I'm trash. Like, so
terrible mindset, man.
Terrible mindset.
He was a youngin' at the time, though.
Oh my God! Don't keep going with the story. He'll tell you a little more. Go.
So yeah. So as I said, like I had this, like this mindset, this mentality that like everyone around me was just so much more advanced. And it wasn't until like later on. So like this is the story that he's talking about because this was like the beginning. This was the beginning of like when Manny started like grow up. So the last game we're playing after a triple header, we played 3 games in one day, and I didn't pitch the first 2 games at all. I was supposed to, and I never did. So I'm like kind of upset about that. But then the last game we played Dartmouth, and they sent me down to warm up in like the 6th inning. I'm warming up for like 4 innings straight because we get to 9th inning and they tie it up. And then they call my name to go in. So that was my second outing in college, Division I baseball, baby. So I go in, I walk the first batter, I hit the second, then the third one bunts, they advance, and then I think they ended up hitting like a sac fly or something, and they took the lead. They took the lead. They went ahead because of that. And then after that, I walked another person. Coach McKay comes right out. And he's like, "Oh, you folded like on the team, like you like let everyone down." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like please tell me this is not real. Like I'm really like folding. Like I'm really not. Like I'm really letting everyone down. I'm letting my whole family down. Like I'm really here. Like I'm not supposed to be doing this. And then he tells me like he just told it to me straight. He was like, "You did terrible. Like you let your whole team down. Like we depended on you," which is nothing to be saying, like a freshman kid who like doesn't know anything. I go in the dugout. I'm freaking bawling my eyes out. I stay on the corner of a dugout like a little ass kid. I'm crying. And then Coach Brian told me, he was like, "Oh, like get up on the fence." So I got up on the fence. Waited till the game ended. We lost because of me. And at the end, he had some extra words to say, talking about like, "Oh, like if you're the one that's called on, you have to help your team out. You have to be ready to come in the game at any time." You know, talking about me. And then we broke it down as a team. Then I acted like I was gonna go pee, so I went into the woods.
I peeped this.
Yeah.
My eyes were on him the whole time.
This is when it begins, right? So we broke it up, 1, 2, 3 nights or whatever, like family. And I go into the woods like by myself, like not thinking that Ollie's like following me. And I'm literally like on my knees in the middle of the woods, like in the dark, just crying. Like I said before, like I'm literally letting everyone down, like, so like I was just bawling my eyes out, like damn, like I had this one opportunity and like I'm blowing it, like I'm gonna get cut, like I'm terrible, like all these negative things going through my mind. And I turn around and Ollie's right there. And like I don't remember, like you could say what you said, like you could tell your part of the story, but he told me like, like don't worry about it, like no one thinks less of you and stuff. You just tell him like I can't even remember like what happened.
Nah, what happened was like Manny's like I've seen Manny from the start, but with me it's like I don't want to be that guy, like that old guy, like just talking to you the whole time. I just had my attack, so this is right after my attack, but I couldn't play that year, so I was more like, if anything, like a cheerleader, like just kind of just was thank you Lord that I was allowed to go to these games that I could, and it was tough for me too to just sit there and watch. So Manny has a tough outing, like hands down not his best. And I was like, damn, this kid's going to be crushed. I just knew it because I've been through it. I was like, this kid's definitely going to be crushed. Like, I know he's not thinking of himself. Like, so the whole time just looking at him. So be in the dugout, he'd be like with his head down. And I'm like, all right, let me wait till he cools off. And we lose the game. I'm like, oh my God, this kid's going to like feel like complete and utter, like, dude, like garbage. Yeah. So we break it down. He walks, and I just like let him walk a little bit, and I walked right behind him. He's like crying. I'm like, what's up, bro? And he's like, yo, like, he couldn't even talk. I'm like, listen, bro, like, not word for word, but this is basically what I told him. I said, bro, like, you're going to fail. Like, you're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. Like, I am in the same place as you are, but look at me. I can't even play right now, but you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your shit together. You failed. Embrace it. Love it. Understand it. And next time, prove all these, you know, who's the boss here and who's really going to take over this fucking program. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, bro, you think, like, you know, he was almost like you think so, but I'm like, I know so, but you got to learn it and embrace this for you to learn from it. He's like, no other motherfucker here loves you as much as I do. I love you now. Like, get shit together and let's do this, bro. I got you. I'm with you. Boy, I think, like, it's just a saying, like, I'm betting on you. I'm investing in you. You got this, bro. And after that, it was just like, it was almost like a little mentor type of thing. I was like, come on, bro, you got this. And it was just one of those biggest things where I wanted to provide for the team. You know what I mean? Like, especially with, like, Manny, who was willing to listen to me. Like, I'm not going to talk to someone who doesn't want to listen to me. Like, if you're not going to fight, but Manny did. And after that, like, he'll tell you what happened after that. He started getting a little more confidence after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was, like, the main first step that, like, I really needed. And, like, keep in mind, like, before that, me and Ali, like, never really talked. But he just came up to me, like, this is, like, literally, like, the first time I've ever, like, really had, like, a real conversation. And, like, he tells me all this, and, like, me just knowing, like, what he just went through just really put, like, everything into, like, perspective. Like, all right, like, maybe I am supposed to be here, you know? Like, maybe I am in the right spot. So, like, let's make the most out of it, you know?
Put yourself in this situation, bro.
Exactly.
Like, you just pitch bad. You'll pitch again tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? I haven't even got cleared to play. I don't even know like what's gonna happen with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, realize that. And I'm not here to give me pity. I'm not here to hear my story and understand that and like embrace it. Like, you're allowed to do this. I am happy enough to say I'm allowed to live my life and I am healthy and I can have this podcast. I can go to school. I am happy about that. But embrace the fact that you're playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, love it. Play it for me. Play it for whoever. But I love to see that, bro. That's what I love to see. You know? Yeah. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And Brian really – well, talk to me about Brian, man.
So let's just – all right. So this whole thing happens, right? So now, like, outside of the baseball field, like, I'm starting to, like, appreciate everything more. Like, just talking to this kid who just went through, like, a life-changing event, like, traumatic event. Like I said, put everything into, like, perspective. So after that, I had, like, a couple more, like, one or two more, like, rough outings where, so outside of the field, because of what Ali told me, like, everything was, like, all right, I'm supposed to be here. Like, let's make the most out of it.
And you texted me after, too, on the bus.
Yeah, because we had a whole 10-hour ride home after that. Right after I just lost the game for everyone, I had to sit on this bus for 10 hours. It was terrible. But, so, like, my next two outings, I'm still not really doing good. And that's when Brian, like, really, like, took me under his wing. And he calls me one night, like, it's probably, like, 11:30 at night. And he tells me, like, listen, like, I know exactly what you're going through, but I'm going to tell you something that one of my coaches told me when I was a freshman. It's the same exact game as high school. The only thing that changes is the uniform that you have on your back. Like, you know, what's written across your chest.
Yep.
And we were talking for, like, an hour, and he just told me, like, trust me, like, I've been there. Like, I know what you're feeling. Like just push through it. Just know, like, every time you go out on that mound, like, you're the best out there. You have to have that mentality. You're not, like, this is not meant for you. And, like, I'm not gonna be the one to be able to, like, hand you that. You have to build it yourself. So with these, like, next couple of rough outings, I started, like, building my mentality up. Like, okay, like, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. And it wasn't until one day where everything just clicked, and I was like, you know what, like, whatever happens out there happens. Like, all the work that I have to put in, like, all the thinking that I have to put in is put in, like, beforehand. When I'm out there, I'm just playing baseball. I'm just having fun. So I would go out there, And then that's when things started to pick up. It was like close to like midway through the season when like I actually started like find myself. I had a better mentality where I knew whatever I was throwing, they were not going to be able to hit it. And that's when I really started like really, find the real Manny. And that's when, everything started coming together for me.
Manny, you were a skinny guy, bro. Now you're like my weight. How much you weighing right now, bro?
220, bro.
I'm still a little heavier than you still, but it's all
Yeah.
right. Bro, when Manny came to school, bro, Manny was 6'1", like 180 pounds, like 175 pounds. Literally the same exact weight I came into college with. And I go, Manny, I came in the same weight as you. He goes, no way, bro. I don't believe you. I'm like, I swear to God, I came in at 180, the same exact, like skinny as hell. He's like, no way, bro. And then look at him now, 220 now. Literally.
I grew like 2 inches in college. I went from like 6'1", 6'2" to 6'3". And a year ago when I was at FDU, I was like 6'2", like 180 pounds, like skinny, like a stick. And 1 year later, I'm 6'3", 220 pounds. And it was all because, I realized what I had to do. I set a goal for myself, and I did everything I could, like every single day to, be able to achieve that goal. I knew I had to gain weight. So that was my main priority, gain weight. And that's, that's the change of mentality that has happened to me, like, throughout college. Like
that click. You found the click.
Yeah.
It's either I fail or find a way.
I was going to say, it's just crazy, like how you came in, like we were talking about before, you had no scouts, came in basically with no scholarship money, you were a commuter, and, you had to go through that hardship. You had that moment with that game. So, like, talk about now, like, how you were able to, use those failures, overcome them, and now apply them to your success.
I mean, for me, it was about taking those failures and really, like, making them, like, my drive. Like, every morning, like, know where you came from, like, know where you've been, and just know that you never want to be there again. So, like, all the stuff that happened to me, like, at FDU, like, before all that, like, that's what keeps pushing me every single day to, like, be better, like, work harder, because there's always someone working harder than you. That's something I really had to, like, because in high school, like, I was, like, the best of the best, and I was a completely raw pitcher. So it took me some time. It's, like, I had to really, like, be down, like, in the dirt in order to, like, really realize, like, what I had and, like, to really, like, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So all the bad stuff that's happened to me, that's what I use to just keep pushing day in, day out. I use my family that's what keeps me pushing day in, day out. And that's what I plan on doing for the rest of my whole baseball career. Just keep using all those times, because there's always going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times where I'm going to be down. But now I'm confident that I'm mentally strong enough to be able to realize that, okay, like, we're down right now, but with time, we'll get back up there. Like, let's work. Like, let's get back up there. So
I always say, like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like almost if you look at a diamond, right, and like when you see it like scratched up and like not at a perfect square, perfect everything, that's literally like your life. Like, when you learn these failures, like, you chip away. Okay, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this, until you find that perfect diamond, which is yourself, and you start using that for your success. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what life is really like. Like, I failed, yes. I got laughed at, yes. You think it's funny? I think it's hilarious. Good for you. But guess what? I'm going to learn from it. Hey, I'm not perfect. I know my imperfections. I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to try to be better tomorrow. If that didn't work, I'll find out something new. It's just all this give and take. And you know that, Manny, man, like, who sat down with you and told you the importance of college? Who sat down with you and told you, yo, like, this is what your life's going to be when you get to college? Who sat down with you and told you, hey, you got to prioritize school before baseball? No one.
No one. Baseball, it was baseball. That's it. There was nothing else. Like, that's your life. Like, that's what you're going to do. Like, there's nothing else.
Figure it out baseball-wise. And it was nothing. It was no better feeling, because I'll be honest, I couldn't be part of that team that much that year. I couldn't sit there and just watch. Like, I had a very difficult time doing that. Because I couldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't control. I felt perfect inside because I felt good. I haven't broken anything, but it's like I can't do it. It's very difficult, but I know that towards the end of the season, I'm starting to see Manny more confident, pitching a lot better, talking to me like, Ali, like, you got to come see me, bro. I'm a lot better now. And it's like, that was the best feeling for me ever. You have no idea, because that's the thing it's all about. It's like seeing the growth, seeing people just find themselves and working on themselves is the most beautiful thing, bro.
It's all that's really what it's all about. It's all about growth. And like something that Brian always tells me is that like, yeah, you're gonna be you gotta be thankful for like every time you succeed, but you always have to be thankful for those times that you fail as well. Because like I know like it's kind of hard to say, but like Ollie, like the things that happen to you, like I know they suck, like they were terrible, but I bet like you still have to be thankful for what happened, because that literally like raised you up. It made you think of everything else outside of baseball. Like it made you think like,
everything.
Oh, like I have a purpose. Like, you know, like it's not just baseball. Life is not just baseball. And it just makes you like, you know, take like a step back and just like see that there's so much more, you know.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. The minute I sat in my room and I realized that day, the day after coming from the hospital, yay, I'm cleared. I'm at home.
Yeah.
I sit down and those doors close and I'm in my room, the four walls. And I realize I have no girlfriend, no school, no baseball. I'm trying to play video games. I don't remember the controls. I said, well, this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one. And it was just that process in my mind where I was like, find a way.
No.
Sorry to tell you, find a way. Because I know damn right if I find a way, I am going to be so much stronger a year from now. Give me a year. I kept saying that. Give me a year, God. Give me a year, God. Whatever you're trying to show me, give me a year. I'm a big believer in God. I don't know if it's not about religion or whatever, but I said, give me a year because you're trying to teach me something.
Yeah.
And I would say that's the biggest blessing in my life. And I'm thankful that happened to me. Because I'm able to be a different person. Before that, I'm sad that man didn't really get to know me before that. Before that, my mindset was not the same as it is now. My mindset was just baseball, a couple classes, past school, it was whatever to me.
That's what it is for everyone. That's what it is for every Dominican baseball player. That's it. It's baseball. It's just a different breed. It's a different it's a different way of thinking.
It's a different way of life.
You know, and it took that one time for you where, you know, you were really as low as you could possibly be to really like realize and like learn and like grow from it. You know what I'm saying?
Grow from it. So talk to me about the end of the year. So now it's the end of the year, end of your freshman year, man. You made it through the year. What was that feeling like, man?
Freaking amazing. Like, like it's insane because like the amount of growth that I had to like I went through my freshman year was literally like I still believe this day. Like that's literally what I needed. Like right, like up from like the end of my freshman year at FDU to now, I've had this like dog mentality.
Dog.
Like
talk to me.
Absolute dog mentality. That it's just like every time I'm out on this mound, like I'm the guy. Like no one else is gonna beat me. Like what are you gonna do? Like I'm gonna throw this fastball right by you. Like what are you gonna do about it? Like like it was a complete change. Like
and meanwhile, in the beginning of the year, you were like, everyone's better than me. I can't do this. Now you flip that switch, and now you know you're taking charge. So now with that confidence, you're taking over, even in college. Talk to me how you transition now into this major summer league called Northwood. It's like a big summer league, you know, showing off your performance. How was that like?
Oh my God, it's huge.
Amazing. So, it was incredible for me because from halfway through the season to the end, that's when I really became a pitcher. Like if you were to look at my stats from like the beginning of the year to halfway, they were terrible. But from halfway to the end, that's when you really tell like, all right, like there's something there. So my pitching coach Brian like realized that, and he realized that I could literally like play anywhere, and he hooked me up with this contract in the Northwoods for the summer, which I'm completely thankful for because that made me grow even more and become a better pitcher. So
how was that? Talk to me. You give me a little more getting there.
Yeah. So there's some summer leagues that you play like 2 to 3 days a week, and then the other days you do whatever, you know, you party, you do whatever you want. But the Northwoods is different. Like that's why Brian wanted me to like really go there. So in the Northwoods, it's games every single day, like Monday through Sundays, no off days. So you're forced to create a routine, right? You're forced to like spend a lot of time with yourself and like really like acknowledge like what you need in order to like become a better pitcher, because there's nothing else. There's no going out, like you don't have any friends there. Like I'm over there like by myself, like Adam Frank, and that's it. So it made me build this routine where every day I'd wake up, I'd go to the gym, I'd eat, then it's baseball. Then I go to the baseball field, then it's a game. We'd have to be there at 4, and then we would stay at the field till like 10:30 at night, and it's just the same thing every single day. And that like repetition of like building my routine and just going through it every single day and staying committed, that made me grow like even more. Where like I'm no longer this raw pitcher that doesn't know what they're doing. Like I know what I need to do. Like I set a goal for myself, and I would like achieve it, because like there's nothing else for me to focus on. Like there was no distractions out there. I'm in the middle of Wausau, Wisconsin. Like I don't even know if you ever heard of that. Like it's nothing but trees. So like my whole life was just lifting and baseball.
So
and
meeting Adam, I mean, you already knew Adam Frank, but meeting Brandon Seltzer, damn, yeah. I love that boy, bro. I love that boy. He may not love me as much as I love him, but I love him. I just always looked up to him. How was that, bro? Meeting Brandon, and knowing he went to FDU. Yeah. Knowing he went to FDU.
Yeah, I hope he sees this, because like I've told him multiple times, like he literally carries himself like a major league player.
I love Brandon, bro.
And like that's a guy that has maintained a routine like through the years, and like stuck like and stayed committed through like all the years of college. And he's literally one of the hardest workers I've ever met. So I'm glad like I was over there with him, because he actually like took me under his wing and like really helped me with my workouts. Like he would always be there for lifting. He would be at the gym every day with me. And yeah, I'm thankful like to have him.
But I'll be honest, once I got to school, my guy on the team that I looked up to was Brandon Seltzer from the get-go, bro. Yeah. That man from the beginning, because that man is fast, that man has power, that man has every tool possible to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
And just seeing the way he carried himself, like he was always cool. He was never like, yeah, look at this little freshman. He was always like working hard, and one of the things I embraced. So when Manny hits me up, he's like, yo, you know Brandon Seltzer? I'm like, yeah, obviously. He went to FDU. He's like, no way, bro. We had a stacked team before they transferred. That was just nuts. Seeing Adam Frank go absolutely ape.
Yeah.
How was that feeling, like seeing them just go off?
Bro, it was insane, because it was him and Brandon Seltzer the whole entire summer. It was like they were competing against each other. Like one would hit 2 home runs this week, the other one would hit like 2 or 3 home runs the next week. And they were nonstop hitting. Like it's insane to have just witnessed that. Just sitting in the bullpen, them just going at it every single day. Because like obviously I'm not pitching every day. So like what I would like on the days that I wouldn't be pitching, I would just be watching them, like be learning from them. Like both of them carry themselves in like an insane like type of way. Like they're always just focused. They keep their heads down. They're always working. And,
I'll give McKay that. I'll give McKay that. McKay's brought some real talent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If that team, the problem is the transferring part after you know, certain things, I don't know, but people just end up leaving. But just the fact of bringing the talent in, the talent was there, man. Because I remember before I even got there, there was a kid named Sallow, who's Brandon Seltzer's best friend, second baseman, who went 8 after he left FDU. Went is crazy, one of the top, I'm pretty sure second basemen right now in the nation, like craziness. So it's so cool to see all these guys just go crazy ape shit. And man. So you got to LaSalle, baby. Oh,
I was just about to say, like you had, you know, like we said, like after you had a lot of talent and a lot of transfers. So like Ali was talking about, you transferred to LaSalle. Now you're representing the school. You know, what was that, you know, transferring like? What made you choose that, and what was the main factor in that decision?
So I'll be straightforward. The main factor of that decision was Brian. Like, I don't know if you know how close we actually are, but, like, This is the only pitching coach I've ever had. And he's the reason why I went from throwing 82, 83 to, like, 88, 90, like, in my freshman year. So wherever this guy was going, like, I was following him, like, no matter what.
Wow.
And he let me know. He called me one day when I was over there in Wisconsin. He was like, listen, like, I have a couple schools that, like, I might go into, like, as a pitching coach. And if I believe it's a better school than FDU, then I'm going to bring you along. I'm not saying nothing bad about FDU.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
It just shows, like, how much commitment you guys had together. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys, like, know about Allen Iverson's story with his coach from Georgetown. Like, him and that coach, like, he said it. He changed his life. Like, it sounds like Brian changed your life for the better, especially in your career.
He definitely has. Like, I literally thank God I met that man, because
that's your God. Brian is your God.
Literally, like, he's literally become, like, my father. Like, he's literally a father figure to me. Like, even if it's not with baseball, like, with anything in life, he's always, like, talking to me about it, giving me advice, you know. because he's like he has like committed himself like to me, where like just like I see him as a father, he sees me as like his son. So like I'm just thankful to have met him, and just the amount of things that man has taught me is just absurd.
Mhm.
So
And with that being said, like Brian, being a former, MLB player for the Astros, he's obviously got that pedigree behind him, also being alumni with Miami. Do you see yourself kind of like following Brian and hopefully making the MLB, like kind of similar to his path?
yeah, I mean, we do come from like very similar backgrounds, like single mothers, and just living and breathing baseball. And just like he was really like small. Obviously, he wasn't like gifted with like height and like muscular body. So
Mhm.
just like with him having to deal with that, he like I guess saw me and like compared himself to me, as in like I never even knew what pitching was. So like I was the underdog, and like he saw that I was the underdog, and like that's what like really made him like focus like on me. I was like, all right, like let's help this kid out.
Nah, Brian is so just amazing to be around because it's like that man was like a legend. Like that's a walking legend right there. That's a Miami guy that I bet you if you went to Miami, like the school Miami, like everyone would be like, holy shit, like that's Brian. Like
Yeah.
and him to sit down and just like give wisdom and stuff like that. Like the toughest part for me was when I got hurt. Was like I knew that relationship was not going to be as strong anymore because I wasn't part of the team. Like I wasn't. And he would hit me up and be like, "You better come to this trip. Like you better." And I'd just be like, "I don't know, Brian. Like I don't know." Like because it was just like it was so difficult for me. But somewhat, some way, he always found a way to be like humble, give wisdom, and took my boy Manny under his wing. And now he's become now. And now he's at Lasalle, big boy now. What happened?
Yeah.
I was gonna say those are the best coaches, the ones that connect to the person rather than the athlete. Because think about it, like you say it every episode. LeBron's gonna retire, certain athletes are gonna retire. You want to be able also to connect with them and bring that wisdom into your own life and in your business or your career.
No.
Biggest thing, and Brian's obviously helped you with that.
No.
OD, bro. You should see after you changed completely after you left in a good way. Firstly, I think in its own different ways, and it's crazy to be around there and just see like the difference in like my freshman year, my sophomore year, and now it is my junior to senior year. It's a whole different environment that I'm like, hey, that's baseball for you. That's what college baseball is really like. It's just a constant change. What was the hardest thing you say you would adapt it to college before I let you go?
The hardest thing. So like the hardest thing about college, you mean?
Yeah, like a college or school part, like being able to handle the school part, all that. Like, what was the hardest part about the college in general?
I'd probably have to say time management, because like if you're really doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, there's not a minute of the day where you don't have something to do. Like obviously like you can relate, like where you'd have to wake up at 6 a.m. for like a lift, and from there you go to class, and then you gotta think about, oh, like when am I gonna eat? So then you gotta think about where you're gonna eat. Then after that you have study hall. Then you might have another class. Then there's practice. Then team meetings and everything. There's always stuff going on. Like it's always like your life like never stops. Like you always have to be
Never.
somewhere. That's probably like the hardest part for me, just like managing that, and just just knowing what I have to be doing like at certain times. So like it's not like a flexible schedule. Like you have to be at certain spots like at certain times. So that's probably the hardest.
The final thing I want to add from my point is, what would you say to a young Manny coming in freshman year and scared? What would you tell him right now?
Relax. That's what I would tell him. I would just be like, relax. Like you're just playing baseball.
Embrace it.
Like there's so many other things that could be going wrong in your life. Yeah, you're stressing over, walking two batters.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have been walking a class and just collapsed and died for a certain amount of seconds, like Ollie. Like literally, Ollie. Like I've told you this multiple times. Like I literally think about you like probably way too much, low key.
Cam said the same thing.
No, Cam said the same thing. Yeah.
Because bro, like whenever something goes wrong, whenever something like doesn't go right, it's like everything could be so much worse. Like, why are you stressing?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have the opportunity to know Ollie, and I'm thankful for that, because now I know like he's been through worse. So like you know, like,
You know,
it comes to a point where you have to stop being selfish. Like, there's people that are way worse off than you. So, you know, just learn from your failures, move along. Learn from your failures, move along. Work, learn from your failures. That's what I would
It's just
tell them.
being grateful about life too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know,
Yeah.
more than a sport, more than an athlete, you know, we always hear
Yeah.
that common phrase. And, you know, that's the great thing about, you know, college athletics too, transitioning to that.
Yeah. I
and that
feel
was
like,
Huge change.
yeah, I feel like also another thing is that, like, a lot of people, like Carrie, is that a lot of people live, like, thinking about the future, like thinking about, like, oh, like, next week, like, what am I doing next week? Like, what happened with Ali, like, the main thing that taught me was, like, this could literally be my last day. Like, this could literally be the last time I'm putting on this glove. So, like, you have to take advantage of that. Like, play every single game like it's your last. Like, everybody says that, but, like, I always heard that before in my life, but, like, it wasn't until something happened, like, someone that I was close with, that it really, like,
Kobe
sunk
Bryant's
in.
accident, exact same way. I was
Mhm.
just like, thank God I'm here and breathing, walking, and everything's
Yeah.
good.
I'll be honest, bro. Right before this year, before I hung up the cleats, every day I was out there, I said to myself, like, I just don't know when it's just gonna be the last day, and that's why I'm at peace with my decision to walk away, because I literally gave it my all. You know, that's who I was. I played that game. I got a second chance after everything. And that fall, even though it was fall ball and even though it was that, every day I was out there, I gave it my best. And maybe sometimes I wasn't appreciated as I was supposed to, because sometimes I'm looked at as a guy that, look at him milking it. Look at him trying to use his accent to make him look better. Like, this is who I am, bro. And my job has always been, I try to tell my story as much as possible to let you know you're not alone. Use my story, use that, and don't, even though it was technically not a mistake, but realize what I've failed on and the things I've done wrong, and don't do them. Listen. Or, like, talk to me. I'll be here. There's worse things that'll happen in your life. I was always big on baseball. My life was baseball. My life was always giving the best to everyone. And I realized that, like, bro, worry about also embracing that moment today. Make the best out of today.
Yeah, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make the best out of today, bro. I wake up every day of my life. I try to wake up early, and I literally look up in the sky and I said, thank you, God, for this day. And I do try to do my best. I try to be out the house. I try to read. I try to do homework. I try to do this podcast. I try to just be involved, because I know what? The day I do die, I know I did it my all. That's it. Boom. And I'm happy with that, bro. So that's just what I'm sorry, I'm like talking too much, but, you know, it's very, it was amazing to have you on the show, man.
I think one more thing, you know, before I
go. Talk. I don't care.
I think one of the most important things to, like, realize, like, for me, was that I found, like, what my true fear is. My true fear is that 20, 30 years from now, I'm going to be looking back at my young self, like right now, and being like, wow, like, I could have done more. Like, I could have worked so much harder. Like, what if I freaking didn't take this day off? Like, what if I didn't go partying this day? Like, that's my biggest fear, where, like, I'm like a 45-year-old and I'm looking back and thinking, like, damn, like, I could have done so much more. Like, my life could have gone so much different. And, you know, every single day I'm going to keep waking up and going to work so that never happens to me. So that, just like Ali said, one day I look back on my baseball career and I'm able to just say to myself, like I gave it my all, and there's nothing else, there's none more that I could have put into it.
And I realized the minute that I was back and we had a whole new group of coaches, I said, oh, man, this isn't going to go good, because I knew already that I wasn't at my top shape, I guess. That was my first year back, and I was already ready for it. So I said, hey, if it doesn't go the way I planned, I give it my all. I'm happy with it. And now I'm here now, bro, and blessed to have it. And happy I surrounded myself with a guy like Sal. I love you. I love Sal. My boy right there. Surrounding myself with the right people. I'm blessed. I'm happy. And here we are, Papi.
Well,
the final two. Sal, you want to say something?
What else is there to be said, man? You said everything, man. You know, like we said, you know, we're blessed. Praise life as it is, and, you know, every single day, you know, make the most out of it. Because like Manny said, you never know too. But that's not to be negative. It's just to be, you know, thinking about it. You're sacrificing and you're making the most. So
you're hearing this from people who aren't famous. You're not hearing this from an A-Rod, a J-Lo, or
you're
stuff
just
like
hearing
that.
it for somebody that's just like you, maybe coming up into, you know, about to go into college. You know, we're going to have young viewers on here. We want them to influence and learn, you know, what not to do and, you know, to get something out of it, get these gems out, especially.
And I always say we're not famous, we're not successful yet, but we're working towards it. So this is our story. This is what we've done to get to where we're at, which at our age is pretty good if you ask me.
Yeah, it's rare.
So hear the stories, add it to a little bit of your life, and watch it, listen to it. It doesn't hurt you. If you don't like it, you don't, whatever. But man, you killed it, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
ya tú
sir.
sabes de los míos se me está bajando.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to have you, Manny, for real, man.
Yeah.
This was the Final Two podcast. Like and subscribe, as always.
Always. Peace.